If it is a focused 20 minutes, it is much more powerful than an unfocused 90 minutes.
And just remember, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Two people can do the same thing, and the second person or the first person get much better results because they do it with a certain attitude, they do it with a standard, they have a much stronger desire. And as you start building yourself, winning will become your best motivator. And when you make winning part of your behavior, it's game over. It is game over. When you make that part of your identity, do you think you can win? Do you really think you can win? And you'll know that answer. Well, every one of you can absolutely win. Every one of you. Every one of you can win in the biggest way. So if you keep going and keep bringing your heart to the table and removing scarcity from your heart, that's anger, that's low self-esteem, that's doubt. If you remove scarcity from your heart, you are going to open yourself to a whole new level of abundance. And that's what you want to do. Remove it. So I created this for you guys, for anyone who wants to create a 7-figure identity. And if you want to create an 8, 9, just double it, okay? But these are real key identity-based behaviors. Number 1 is our attitude towards ourselves. If you're gonna create a 7-figure identity, you gotta have an amazing attitude towards yourself, not a simple one. Like, you need to know that you're gonna fail. It's not like that is part of the process, I promise you. Like, you're gonna have adversity, but you're gonna learn how to step up and stand up to the adversity. The only way you could do that is have a significant attitude towards yourself. And I'm not telling you to do it from an arrogance standpoint. I'm telling you to do it from a belief. Once you have that belief, it'll take you and move mountains. Number 2, you have to have a definiteness of goal. If you don't have a goal, you're just drifting. And it's gotta be a goal you really want. Get out a piece of paper and write out a script. I'm so happy and grateful, a year from now, this is how I live. It will open your heart up to what you want. And then record it, listen to it 10 minutes a day. Listen to it 10 minutes a day, you're gonna blow your mind what it does. Impression of increase, we just went over it. We leave every person better off than we found them. I don't care who it is. You keep putting good out, you're gonna get good back. You put shit out, you're gonna get shit back. You put anger out, you're gonna get anger back. Keep putting good out. That's what you can control. Focus. I don't know anybody creating a 7-figure and above income who is scattered. It will not happen. You have to be laser focused. You've got to focus on what you want all day long. Focus on your processes. Focus on creating rituals. Rituals create mastery. That's why you should have a daily ritual for your morning routine, your evening, and I'm sure John's been over those with you. I have a significant morning ritual. John, I never told you this story. I have this guy who was in the NHL. He was in the minors. I didn't even know him. He was following me on Instagram. And I did a video on rituals. So he adopted my morning routine, and he gave me credit for getting called up to the pros. He said, I know it was my morning routine. And I always tell people, your morning routine is how you're gonna own your day. Like that guy just changed his morning rituals. I said, did you change anything else? He said, no. He said, I just copied yours. And I said, you can have mine. I give it to everybody. But I will tell you, your rituals are so valuable. Well, then your relationship to money. You want to understand money is not good or bad. It just is. It is not good or bad. It just is. If you were a jerk, you're going to be more of a jerk with money. If you were kind, you're going to do more good with money. You will do more good. And I really encourage you to donate the hell out of things. Like, donate more that makes you uncomfortable, because that's how you're going to grow. And you're going to attract more good to you. Make it towards how much you can grow. If you are used to putting in investments money, do double the investment. Get yourself to that uncomfortable that you have to grow, so that's your new norm. And as you do that, your relationship to money is going to change. Acting on ideas right away. You have to do it now. Do everything now within a millisecond. W. Clement Stone was the most successful insurance salesman of all time. And he brought himself up from failing to success. He did a lot of programs with Napoleon Hill, and he had one motto: do it now. Do it now. Well, the winners act on ideas right away. The people who lose go back and forth and back and forth. And I promise you, if you're used to doing that, I promise you it is hindering you significantly. That goes into not trusting yourself. Trust comes from a significant self-esteem. And how do you trust? You act on ideas. Well, how do you act on ideas? You just say, F it, I'm just gonna do it. And you gotta understand, even if you fail, you're gonna learn from that. And that learning is gonna propel you 10 times. When people tell me they don't trust themselves, I listen to it, because there was a time where I didn't used to trust myself. And I hated living the way I lived. It was such heavy energy. It was like always needing approval from others. And once I decided to change my life, that was the first thing I changed. Because at the end of the day, I want to make mistakes from me, not from somebody else. And if I give away my power to let other people make the mistakes, I'm really going down the wrong track. Now, sense of urgency. A sense of urgency is putting a rocket on your back in a calm, confident manner, saying, this is what I'm going to do. And you act on those ideas right away. So sense of urgency works with acting on ideas. And you want to have, that's an attitude. I told you everything is an attitude, and that is absolutely an attitude. Do I have an attitude of a sense of urgency? Did I wake up today knowing I was going to crush today? Did I wake up that way? And then facing your insecurities. Your insecurities are your greatest blessings. They are not a hindrance to you. They're only a blessing if you do something about them. If you bury them down and keep burying them and bury them and bury them, that's where depression comes. That's where stomach issues come from. They come from suppressed feelings. Well, suppressed feelings come from not facing your insecurities. Well, if you face your insecurities, you're going to soar. That's how you create a significant image. Self-talk. Your self-talk has to be in harmony with your goal. Winning is a language, and you want to burn that in your mind. You have to think and act. Well, thinking is talking. So you have to stand up and ask yourself, whatever my goal is, am I in harmony with that goal? Am I absolutely in harmony? Today, have I talked out loud how I would have if I had achieved my goal? That is a great question. And then the use of your superpowers. Those are your higher faculties, your will, your perception, your memory, your intuition. Practice one a month. Don't practice them all at the same time. But remember, winning, you have to pay the price of winning, and that's discipline and practice. You do that, and you're going to plant your flag in Winterville no matter what. You will plant it. You do not plant one day of your flag in Loserville. The losers complain. The losers blame. The losers let the outside control them. Do not do that. No matter the experience, you get to dictate what you think about and your attitude. And I really want you to trust yourself, because this does not work if you do not go after what you want. Do not settle. Do not live in a small box. If you normally live in this size box, make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, you're going to understand your standard is not going to allow you to settle. It is impossible. And when you operate with standard, it'll impact every area of your life, every area. And you're going to understand life is about experiences and frequency of those experiences, and it becomes like a drug. You just want to create more and more because you don't know where you could take this. Like, I'm sure John has no idea yet how he's going to get that building just now. But I promise you he'll get it. I promise you he'll get it. Because he has a vision in front of him. Create an image in your mind of what you want. What does that mean? And if you do that, I promise you, you are going to really win. And just remember one last thing, 95% of success is mindset, 5% is strategy. Never forget that. You're in control of that. Nobody else can take control of your mind unless you give it. Unless you give it up to them, do not give it up. And I will help you in any way I can. And I know John and Will are going to help you in any way you can. And I'm a big proponent of what they're doing. And like I said earlier, do exactly what they tell you to do. Open your heart and open your mind to what they're telling you, even if it is so far out of your comfort zone. If you do, and you get to go dig deep like I did with my mentors, like the people I mentor work with me deeply, it is so much more because of where you go. You can't measure it now. You can only see what you can see now. And we're not seeing life as it is, we're seeing it as we are. It's not as it is. Like, I'm seeing life a lot differently than you. You're seeing it differently than me. Like, I know it because where my paradigms are conditioned. But I promise you, you guys have a bright future, big things are ahead, and really go after them. Thank you.